Welcome back to lesson 3 of the comprehensive web design class with Bolaji James. So far in our last lesson, we've been able to get our domain and hosting, and we are now ready to move on to the next piece. Now, if you notice, let me sign into my Insta server account. Now, if you noticed in the last video, I use a call to action to remind you that in the place where I chose the direct admin, it actually escaped my mind that I'm doing a training. So I can use the direct admin, but I know you will not be able to use it. So I had to contact Interserver to change that to Cpanel base so that I can put you through. So let's see. So like I told you while in the other video, I told you that normally Interserver will send a security code, but in that video, I just logged in not up to 5 minutes. So it was not requested. So you can see now it's requested. So you have to, let me be sure that this is it, the time. Okay, 0 minutes ago. So this is it. So you have to get that code, paste before you can sign in, and that is added security. So this is one of a way of protecting your account, and that is one of the reasons why I said we should choose what Interserver for our project. Okay, so now if you look at this place and I click on this web hosting, you will discover that this, if you observe very well, these were not the name servers that were given on that package. So because it has been changed now to Cpanel base, you can see web hosting Cpanel. So now because of that, a new name servers have been given to me and I had to update it on the domain. So I've done that, and if you look at it now, if I check my domain, you will discover that the domain that was saying earlier that is not secure is now secure. A valid SSL is now detected. So, and that is because if you look at my email, you will see that Interserver has been sending me some updates. Auto SSL has been installed, on my domain. So these are so many, just some of the so many advantages I find with Interserver. So let's continue. Now, the next thing we want to do is exploring the Cpanel. We want to explore the Cpanel, how to use the Cpanel. Now that you are paid for, it's like you are paid for a workshop where you can design your website. Now, the next thing, you need to understand the workshop and see how it goes. Now, out of all the emails that were sent by the Interserver or maybe through host, as the case may be, whichever one you are using, you need to take note of this one, this place where you have okay, so this one, my Interserver new website activated. So if it's through host, it will tell you Cpanel login details. Cpanel login details. So once you buy a new hosting like that, you get the Cpanel login details. Inside the Cpanel login details, so some of the important things is that I'm going to open this one, which is the old one, the direct admin. So to just show you, you can see you have the username and the password for your Cpanel. So I'm not going to show you the one sent for the recent one. So now this is how you have it. You have all the information that is needed for you to work on your website. So you need to take note of that. Are you getting it now? Now, how do you now access the Cpanel? If you are on a true host, let's go back to client area here. If you are using true host, so you go to services, here, and you will go to, let's say this one for instance. If we click on this, so on this page, if you scroll down here, you will see one-click login. One-click login. So you can log into your cPanel, file manager, phmail admin, and webmail as you may need to do. Okay. So then, but on the WordPress host, on the inter server here, we can see automatic login, manual login. Now the automatic login is the same thing that we have there. This one will take you to your control panel. By clicking on this, it will take you to your control panel. And if I click on this one too here we can see it also takes us to the control panel of that account. So this is it. So you can see what we have here. This is what we call the cPanel. Now let's look at the one for Truehost. You see that they look almost exactly the same thing. So that is why, like I said, that was why I had to change back to cPanel so that you can see, because you find videos easily that talks about cPanel, even if you have issue in future, or maybe there's anything you need to find a solution to online. Okay, so you can see they look alike. It's almost the same thing. The arrangement might be different, but most of the things there are the same. Okay, so but for this course, we'll be using the cPanel of inter server for the training. Okay, so this is one way to get to your cPanel. On the other hand, you can simply come to a new tab like this, and you just type in whatever domain name you have chosen in the last video. For instance, I'm going to type in wordpresstutorial.com.ng. Okay, WordPress, okay, like this, and then I'm going to put /cpanel like this. Please read very well. The domain that you have chosen earlier, /cpanel. So if you hit this, you see that it will bring you to this panel here, whereby you need to enter your information. You need to enter information that was sent to you, like I showed you in the email, new website activated. So you need to copy that. For instance, I'm going to copy my own now. So I'll open that new one that is sent, and I will use it. So I'm going to blur this out. So I'll come here, enter this here, and then come to the password as well, and we can do what? Copy it as well. So we come here and paste here, and you can see that we get to the same place. So you need to understand this. These are two different ways you can get to your I call it your office. Okay, so this is your office. You need to get used to it. So these are two ways. Is either you type in your domain name /cpanel and then enter your information, or you do what? You can just click directly automatic login from here to get to your cPanel. Now, one thing we want to do here is, if you want to change the password that was given to you, so if you can come here and you can click on password and security. So if you click on this password and security, don't forget this is what I click. I click on this icon here, user menu, and then I click on password and security. So that password that was given to me that I copied, I will paste it, and then I will enter a new one of my own. So let me write my own now. I can say so you can see it says it's strong 100 90 over 100. So make sure you put something very strong. Okay, so you can see that now. Make sure you do something that is strong. So I'll click on change your password now. So it's working. As you can see, it's loading here. So you can see it has logged out. So I can come back now and put this, and then I can type in my new password. And then I will log in now. So you can see now. So that is how you change your password. You did not pass the new password parameter in your request. Okay, what is it saying? Okay, so is it that is weak or something? So let me try something else. I don't know. Let's come back here. Let's go to, let me click on Cpanel and see what it's saying. So don't mind that. So because it has been accepted and it says it's 90% strong, so I think that should sort that. So make sure you create a strong password, if possible 100%. Maybe I will still come back here and change this later. Combination of capital letters, small letters, symbols, numbers, and special symbols. So those will give you very strong password. So that is how to change your password. You can say that now. So then we move on. The next thing we want to do, when we now look at this control panel, Cpanel, the tools, see that the first area here is what? Is our email. And that is where we are going to start from. We want to create our webmail. You are a businessman and you have subscribed for this training. You want to create a website for yourself. Now, when you buy something online, you see you get emails like support at so maybe let's say jumia.com, jam.com, amazon.in and so on and so forth. So you want to create your own professional email now, because that is what you attach to your account when you are doing what? When you are creating your website. So we need to do that first. So we're going to click on email account. Click on email account. So you can say there is none. So we are going to click here and say create. Here, we click create. And then you can see that wordpress.tutorial.com.ng is already chosen. So you don't need to put that. You can see it here. All you need to do is just say, okay, I want to create, let's say support. You can create as many email as possible. You can have your name, like I can have Bolaji James at wordpresstutorial.com.ng. I can have admin at wordpresstutorial.com.ng, and so on and so forth. So let me put this one now, and then I will come here, say set password now. So I will just put the same thing. So I'm going to put this as my password, and you can say it said it's strong. So I will click on create. So I'm creating support at WordPress. So it's creating the account here. You can see now that it is created. Success. You created support at wordpresstutorial.com.ng. So I have this now, which I can now check the email. I can check the email by clicking here. So next time you want to check, you just come back here and click this, and then it will load here, and then you can see your email. You can see the mails you have from business people and others. So you can click on this place and say open. Open. Just click this one. So this will load your email. As you can see, there is nothing in except for this one. These are client configuration. So there is nothing in. Now, there is another way you can come to this place next time. After this time now, if you want to visit this place, you can see the one way is to come to Cpanel and come to email account and then click on check mail. You can also decide that let's click on a new tab here and we can type in wordpresstutorial.com.ng / don't forget the first one was what? Cpanel. You can see it here / Cpanel. So all these things you need to get used to them. So wordpresstutorial.com.ng / webmail. So that is it. You hit enter and it will take you to a place where you can sign in into that email that you have just created. Okay, so it's going to direct you to this the screen just like it did for the email. So it's coming up. Okay, so you can see now support@wordpresstutorial.com.ng. If it's not written, you just type it in. Type in that email and then the password you enter. So the password you created, you enter it in and you can see login successful. It's now redirecting us. So it will now load that same webmail. So these are the ways you manage your website. Congratulations. I know, as you can see, you are excited. You are getting it already. So you are moving somewhere. So this is how we check our email. So now let's assume I'll leave this open. I'll come back to close it. So now the thing is that you may not have the chance to always come here and log in, to check email. And that is where but your normal email is signed in on your phone. If there's any email, you get it directly on your phone, right? So you get it immediately. How about forwarding this email to your personal email so that whenever any email comes into this place, it goes to your email? Cool, right? All right, so let's go. We go back to our Cpanel. Go back to Cpanel. And on the Cpanel, after email account, the next thing is what? Forwarders. So we click on forwarders. So you can see it says no forwarder found. There are no forwarders configured for this current domain. So we add forwarder. Add forwarder. And we will say address to forward. Which address are we forwarding? Support. Support at what? wordpresstutorial.com.ng. So where are we forwarding to? I'll put my personal email. So I'll put in my personal email address here and then I will just click on forward. So you can see all emails sent to support at wordpresstutorial.com.ng will now be copied to my email. So I will receive a copy of any email that comes into this place. I think that is great. So if anything happens here on my website, I get an alert on my email. So that is how simple it is. So now we move on from there. So let me close this. What I wanted to do is maybe send an email from somewhere to this and see that it's working. But you can try that out. Definitely it will work. This is something that I've been doing for years. So we close this. We come back to this place too. We go back to Cpanel. So if we move forward, other things we have here, we have the place where we have your file manager. We may need to use it later. So under the file manager, there are a lot of things you may want to do there. We have the databases, we have the domain, we have the metrics, we have the security, and we have software where we are going to be installing our WordPress and so on and so forth. So that will be all for this particular lesson. We will meet in the next lesson, which is lesson 4, where we will now be installing WordPress on our domain and then we can start working properly. See you in the next lesson.